March 27th. This is our regular board meeting. Janet, would you call the meeting to order?
Yes, trustees present tonight are Trustee Ortega, Calderon, and Vizcarra, with Trustee Aguilar and Duarte absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? The flag is behind us. Our next item is item C, the approval of the agenda. I motion to approve today's agenda.
I will second that.
And there's a second by Mr. Calderon. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. The vote is unanimous 3-0. With those voting in favor, there are Trustee Ortega, Calderon, and myself. We have item D, public comments on closed session items only, and we don't have any, so we're going to move on to item E, the announcement of convening into closed session. Mr. Weiler.
The board will now go into closed session to discuss and deliberate on the items mentioned in Part F of the agenda. The board will come back into open session at approximately 6 o'clock.
All right, good evening and welcome to our regular board meeting. It is March 27th at 6:26. We apologize for getting started a little bit late, but we were caught up in a meeting right before this one. You just give me a second because my computer doesn't. Thank you. We are on item G of our meeting because, again, our meeting started at 5. We're reconvening to open session. Again, it's 6:27. Announcement of actions taken, Mr. Weiler.
There are no announcements to make at this time.
Thank you. We're going to move on to item I, our presentations. Ms. Ambris.
Yes, good evening, trustees. We're going to start with our student presentations from our schools. So if we have the representative from Aurora here. Yes, we have Amanda Algraves. Thank you.
Hello and good afternoon. I'm going to start off with March. We had grad night tickets on sale for the seniors. Friday the 14th, the third quarter ended. Monday on the 17th, students wore green for St. Patrick's Day. Tuesday and Wednesday, 18th through the 19th, students redid their KC for English and math. The overall results for English was 90% and math was 89%. Thursday 20 was open house. Aurora gave out free hot dogs and chips. It turned out great by parents and staff. Wednesday, March 27 through April, some students are pilot testing on Smarter Balance. Tomorrow, Friday 28, it will be free dress for those who were Student of the Month or perfect attendance. And that's it for the bulletin for March. All right, thank you.
And the next person would be Miss Annette Villarreal from Calexico High School. She's representing Miss Frida Castro, who is off on a school field trip today.
Good evening, board members and parents, staff. My name is Annette, and I am representing Calexico High School for Frida, who's out at nationals for cheerleaders. For our March report, we had High School Madness was on March 3rd. Our drumline and cheerleaders performed. Our High School Madness teams won almost every event. We still hold first place for the past 4 years, and High School Madness has been held 10 years. And we won 7 out of those 10 first place. We had our open house on March 20th at 6. We had an early release at 12:30 p.m. We had Madness Pep Assembly on March 21st. We incorporated the High School Madness games and performances. We had a chance to showcase what we did over at California Midwinter Fairgrounds to our student body and got them involved. Our high school participated in Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Pasta for Patients competition between 5th periods. We collected around $2,500 and the winning class will get pasta, breadsticks, and salad from Olive Garden. The winning classes were Mr. Eric Lopez and Mrs. Stevenson. Our sophomores took the KC for English and Math for the first time on March 18th and 19th. Seniors are currently taking the IVC Accuplacer. Next month in April, all juniors will be taking the CSTs in English and Math. Sophomores will be taking the science test. We also have all juniors piloting SBAC in English. Second progress report ends on April the 4th. We won't be having school this upcoming Monday the 31st, celebrating Cesar Chavez Day. Also, we have Bulldog Idol second round and club day tomorrow during lunch. And our CHS cheerleaders are on their way to nationals at Anaheim, California, where they will be competing this Saturday morning against 8 other high schools. Let's wish them the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
And from our 9th grade campus, we have Denise Gonzalez. And she's representing our regular representative, Gabriel Peña.
Hello? Okay. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. In CHS 9, we did many things this semester. We joined the main campus in the Pasta for Pennies program. We gave the pasta party to the winners of the contest, which is Miss Penella's second block. We also had a pep rally celebrating the fall sports, and tomorrow we will have a club day, which you all are invited to join.
From Enrique Camarena, we have Mario Sosaya.
Good evening, board members, superintendent, and community members. My name is Mario Sosaya, and I am the Enrique Camarena ASB Vice President. I will be presenting the school report tonight. Our school report is the following. Our Read Across America celebration at Enrique Camarena ran from March 3rd to March 7th. Literacy Week included a school-wide book fair, a parent book fair night, and a parent picnic on Dr. Seuss Day. We had an excellent parent turnout to our parent picnic day. We would like to thank all parents and board member Mrs. Zuno Vizcarra for attending the event. Our anti-bullying Spirit Week was held from March 10th to March 14th. The week was full of ASB activities, which included the following activities. Monday was Crazy Hat Day, Tuesday was Neon Day, Wednesday was Crazy Sock Day, Thursday was Hippie Day, and Friday was Mascot Day. Our open house at Enrique Camarena was held on Thursday, March 13th from 6 to 8 p.m. Our open house was a great success and gave parents an opportunity to see what our students have been working on throughout the year. Our MESA program competed in a countywide competition on Saturday, March 15th from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at Imperial Valley College. In the math competition, Gabriel Aguilar, Isidro Gomez, and Eric Jarrero came in first place, and Samantha Avina, Mariela Padilla, and Natalia Vasquez came in third place. In the science competition, Gabriel Aguilar and Isidro Gomez came in second place. Our students will represent us next to the California Mesa Regionals competition on March 29th at Chapman University. We thank Mrs. Diaz for advising our Mesa team and preparing them for competition. Our mighty Enrique Comarena Junior High School band participated in the Band and Orchestra Festival held at Imperial High School on Saturday, March 15th. Our band did an excellent job in representing our school. We thank Mr. Lopi, our band director, for exposing our students to these competitions. The regional spelling bee was held on March 19th at Southwest High School. 8th grade student Paul Zuniga and 7th grade student Hai Jinan did an excellent job in representing Enrique Camarena Junior High School. Paul Zuniga earned 4th place at the regional competition in doing 8 out of 10 rounds. We look forward to competing next year. Our campus life was held on Thursday, March 20th, during both the 7th grade lunch and the 8th grade lunch. It was very well attended by students. We would like to thank Mrs. Cervantes, our 8th grade sponsor, and Mrs. Kerr, our 7th grade sponsor. Our school began the Common Core Smarter Balance Assessment Test on Tuesday, March 25th. All 7th and 8th grade students will be tested in both math and language arts. Students and staff had an opportunity to get a first-hand look at the Common Core assessments and access through the use of technology. Our Enrique Camarena Junior High School Relay for Life team will participate in the 2014 Relay for Life of Calexico, being held on Saturday, April 5th. Parents, students, and staff are invited to participate in this community outreach effort. The Enrique Camarena Junior High School Relay for Life team's goal is to donate $1,000 to the Relay for Life of Calexico. We thank our team captains, Ms. De La Fuente, Ms. Diaz, Ms. and Mrs. Sanchez Romero for doing an excellent job and representing our school. Finally, our Enrique Camarena Junior High School talent show will be held on Tuesday, April 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Cesar Chavez Multi-Purpose Room. Tickets are on sale for only $1. Make sure you purchase your ticket before they sell out. We have a variety of different performances scheduled, as well as 2 mystery performances from staff as well. We thank Ms. Sanchez Romero, our drama advisor, and the drama club for all their hard work. Thank you.
From Willie Moreno, we have Axel Lopez.
Good evening, parents and board members. My name is Axel Lopez, and I am the William Moreno Junior High School representative. We had some great activities at Moreno. On March 17, it was the last club day of the year. Students had plenty of food and drinks. They enjoyed music and kids dancing. They also enjoyed having the Calexico High School drumline perform in the quad area. Students loved it and cheered the drumline on as they gave a great performance. On March 17, we also celebrated St. Patrick's Day on campus by having all students dress up, wear green. Many students participated and looked very festive with green on. Last week, Tuesday, was our very first parent-student luncheon. Many parents came on a campus and brought their children lunch and ate lunch with them at school. This was great to see so many parents attend this event. There were over 160 parents that came on our campus to this event. During the luncheon, ASB students provided music and entertainment. Our next parent Student luncheon is scheduled for Tuesday, April 1, 2014. Lastly, ASB student store began selling frozen juice fruit drinks. This came for a company called Berge Brothers, which Ms. Rodriguez, the ASB director, was able to meet and connect with at the Cadua conference in Reno, Nevada. This was a great company vendor, which it is allowing for ASB students to raise funds for ASB. All students on our campus are enjoying the variety of flavors of provided each day, such as strawberry, blueberry, typical punch, lime, and green apple. Thank you. I will also announce that today is my last day of board because I'm moving from another state. I'm moving to Missouri, Joplin. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, stay there, Roxanne. So,
Can we have a round of applause for all of the students?
okay.
Hi, my name is.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Daniela Cortez, and I'm gonna be replacing Axel. And I'd like to start by saying that I'm glad to be back and seeing all of you guys. And okay, I'm gonna start by announcing Kimberly Aguirre. Kimberly is an 8th grade student at William Moreno Junior High. Her parents, Ramon and Giovanni, are very proud of her. She has one sister, Samantha. She currently has a 4.0 GPA. Kimberly enjoys all her classes, but her favorite subject is language arts. Kimberly enjoys listening pop music. Her favorite food is Italian, and her favorite color is purple. Her dream car is a BMW. Kimberly would like to travel and see France, Italy, Greece, Rome, and Spain. Kimberly would like to attend UCLA. After college, Kimberly aspires to become a veterinarian. Her role model is her sister. Her goals for this year are to maintain her high grades as a 4.0 GPA, and her future goals include earning the veterinary medicine degree and own her own animal shelter. The second student recognized is Kevin Ramos. Kevin is a 7th grade student at William Moreno Junior High. His parents, Carlos and Kayla, are very proud of him. He currently has a 4.0 GPA. Kevin enjoys all his classes, but his favorite subjects are ELD and math. Kevin enjoys listening pop music. His favorite food is hamburgers, and his favorite color is red. His dream car is a Bugatti. Kevin would like to travel to France. Kevin would like to attend Stanford University, Harvard, or UCLA, and plans to study criminology. Kevin's role models are his parents. His goals for this future are to keep studying and maintain his 4.0 GPA. Thank you.
Okay, we'll invite Mario Sosaya so that he could do the biographies for Adelaida Sandoval and Alejandro Bejarano.
Our first student of the month for Enrique Camarena Junior High School is Alejandro Bejarano. He's an 8th grader and is the son of Carla Gomez Silva. His hobbies include football, baseball, soccer, swimming, and golf. His favorite subject in school is Mathematics 8 Algebra 1. When he graduates, he would like to go to a good college, study hard, and then join the military to serve. He would like to thank his mom and his parents because they pushed him to try harder and succeed in school, get his grades up, and improve his attitude. Our second student of the month at Enrique Camarena Junior High School is Adelaida Sandoval. She's an 8th grader and is the daughter of Ruben and Brenda Sandoval. Her hobbies include to read during the week, swim during the weekend, and cheer during her free time. Her favorite subject in school is language arts. When she graduates, she would like to continue school and make sure she will have everything set for her future. She will continue working hard and never give up. She would like to thank her entire family and friends because her family has always been there for her and her friends have always supported her.
Thank you. And we will invite now Denise Gonzalez to read the biographies for Kenia Barraza and Fabian Rubio Torres.
Our first district student of the month is Kenia Barraza. Kenia Barraza parents are Yosan Barraza and Mario Barraza. Her favorite subject is English because she finds it both interesting and fun. Kenia would like to attend UCLA because they have exciting programs and are very close to home. Kenia plans to major in something that involves being a doctor to help others. One thing she wishes to change would be the prices for education because she thinks education should be easier to get. Next up is Fabian Rubio Torres. Fabian's parents are Fernando Rubio and Marta Torres. His favorite subject is Art 1 and Literature because he likes art and reading are two of his most favorite things. Fabian wishes to go to UCLA or NYU for they offer great programs in the fields he wishes to study. His choices of majors are art and literature, or art and agriculture, because he feels he is the best at math and art. One thing he wishes to change is to eliminate corruption because it is ruining our world and the way we live.
Thank you, Denise. And we will invite Ms. Annette Villarreal to read the biographies of Patricia Salazar and Julian Gamboa Ramos.
Thank you. As usual, ladies first. Unfortunately, Patricia Salazar cannot attend today because she's at Nationals. She's a varsity cheerleader, so wish her luck at Nationals. But Patty's parents are Patricia Germán and Ruben Salazar. She's a 12th grader at Calexico High School. She currently has a 4.08 GPA. She's involved in California Scholarship Federation, and she's president. She's also a Calexico High School Leadership Club member and Asian Pacific Youth Club member. She's a varsity cheerleader, as I mentioned before, and her plans for the future are to attend a 4-year university and major in psychology. Her favorite things about high school are her friends, the friends that she has made, and the teachers she has met. She would like to thank her parents and sister for always supporting her. And next, we have Julian Gamboa. Julian Gamboa's parents are Jose Antonio Gamboa and Francisca Lorena Ramos. Julian is a 12th grader at Calexico High School and has a current 4.33 GPA. He's president of FHA Hero and an active member of CSF, the California Scholarship Federation Club. His plans for the future are to attend either UCLA or Berkeley. He just got accepted to Berkeley right now, so congratulations. And he would like to start his own marketing company in California. His favorite things about Calexico High School are the level of student activities throughout the school year. And he would like to thank Dr. Mario Martinez for support and guidance over applications. Congratulations, Julian.
And so I'll have Amanda Algraves. Okay.
Hello. Well, today I'm Student of the Month for.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And Julia Quijada, she's going to be saying the questions that they have told me and I answered, so she's going to read it well.
What would you like to work as? I would like to work with law enforcement. What are you planning to go to college? Yes, I plan to attend IBC. What are your favorite hobbies? My favorite hobbies are playing with my kids. What do you like about Aurora High School? What I like about Aurora High School is that I get my credits faster. What do you do during your free time? During my free time, I watch movies with my family or read books to my kids. If you had one wish, what would that wish be? I wish to always have a happy and healthy family. How do you feel that soon you will graduate from Aurora High School? I feel super happy knowing that everything I've been through, I finally made it to my high school diploma.
The next Student of the Month was Alfonso Veldar. He didn't come in today. But I asked him these questions, the same. What would you like to work as? I would like to work in Border Patrol Customs. Are you planning to go to college? I plan to attend Imperial Valley College. What are your favorite hobbies? One of my favorite hobbies is to play basketball. What do you like about Aurora High School? I like the teachers. They are outstanding. What do you do during your free time? During my free time, I hang out with my friends or my girlfriend. If you had one wish, what would that wish be? I wish to graduate soon and to begin my future goals. How do you feel that soon you'll graduate from Aurora High School? It feels good because I'll be graduating with a high school diploma. And that's it. All right. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our students of the month. We recognize our students, but also as we recognize them, we have to recognize their parents who continue to support them with their educational endeavors. So felicidades a los padres, igual que a los jóvenes, por sus logros académicos. In addition to our Students of the Month, we want to celebrate some very special students who are in our athletic programs and who have shined on the court and on the field. And we will start this evening with our varsity girls basketball team. So if we can get the coach or the coaches and the varsity girls basketball team up here, we would greatly appreciate that. Let's not be shy.
Yeah, you could just like line up right here, like that, like face the public. There you go. Look, everybody's taking pictures. Oh.
Okay, this is our championship varsity basketball team. So we'll start with Araceli Aramburo, Andrea Gutierrez, Daisy Acosta, Alexa Lopez, Alejandra Alonso, Mariel Vizcarra, Mariel Ávila, Liz Vizcarra, Ashley Romero, Marta Escobar, and Nancy Clark. And again, these girls are out on the court during practice and during the games, and they couldn't do it, of course, without the support of their parents, but also the support of 4 people on the sidelines all the time. We'll start with the student scorekeeper, Tonancy Quintero. Not here. Assistant coach, Vanessa Ochoa. Assistant coach, Jose Briceño. And head coach, Salvador Cuevas. So they're going to take a picture for you. Thank you. And Mr. Cuevas wants to say a couple of words.
She told me she never wants me to call around. That's why. Oh. Here you go, sit down. Such a good job. Good job. Keep it up. Keep it up. Grita. There you go. I dare you.
Well, I want to say something about this special occasion for the girls basketball program. As you may know, this is the 3rd time in the last 4 years that we have been able to get a championship. The difference on this occasion is that we were seated number 1 in Division 3 under the San Diego section CIF for San Diego and Imperial counties. In order to get that kind of seat in place, we were able to beat 11 teams from San Diego area out of the 12 that we play against. Also, as you may know already, we have, for the first time in the history of Calexico High School, 2 CIF home games. The press was very excited, and the second game was very dramatic. But we were so happy to see this kind of outcomes for our girls basketball programs. For me, I want to mention that it is the results of 23 years of working in the community in promoting basketball among the youth. And I have been done this in different capacities as a volunteer coach, freshman coach, and varsity coach. And also I have been able to identify all the resources that we have available in our community And I am very pleased to see now a coaching staff that is very supportive in these occasions. And I want to thank the parent support more than anything else. They have been actually the backbone to see this success in our community. Also, I want to thank the support from the school district, especially for the class that we now are using to develop more basketball players. And the last thing that I want to mention is, with this success that we are enjoying in the basketball program for girls, we can see the potential that we have right here in Calexico to develop outstanding basketball players, and at the same time be able to teach them how to be responsible and good citizens in the future. Thank you for your support, and thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Cuevas. Okay, if we can have the 2014 varsity boys soccer team come up here, along with their coaches.
La chiquita. No te oí, no.
Okay, we will start with Alan Castro. Ángel Rubalcaba. César Hernández. Esteban Flores. Fausto Ávila. Felipe Muñoz. Gerardo Berumen. Iván Flores. Jesús Armenta. Captain Jonathan Martínez. José Sandoval. Also Captain Kodiak Monge. Luis Hernández. Manuel Vizcarra. Noel Ponce. Alfredo Pacheco. Adrián Alcalá. Rubén Aldama. Jorge Arredondo. Manuel Salcido. Brian Arellano. José Meléndez. Sebastián Melendres. And Francisco Beltrán. And we, of course, want to thank their parents for their continuous support, and the gentlemen that are on the sidelines with them, assistant coach Jordan Rivera, assistant coach Jorge Martinez, and our head coach Javier Bernal. And we'll take a group picture.
Thank you for having us, Ms. Ambris and board members. Thank you for the support. This is a championship team. We won the Copa del Valle against Central. We regained our IBL championship. This is our 7th IBL championship in the last 10 years. We're Division I team for boys soccer in San Diego. We do our best. We play our best. We're going to continue doing that for next year and years to come. From the group that I see that stayed behind, the juniors and sophomores, from the JV for that played this year and for the freshmen that played this year, we'll be back. We'll be back here next year and a few more times in the next couple of years. So again, thank you for having us. One last thing, I am the luckiest coach in Calexico because I get to coach those guys every year. They're not my students, they're not my athletes, they eventually become my kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Bernal. Okay, so we'll take a 15-minute break or so. There's cake in the back with some coffee in recognition of our students of the month and our student athletes. Thank you very much and congratulations. Al fondo tenemos pastelito y cafecito para reconocer y agradecer a los jóvenes alumnos y atletas. Gracias.
We're going to move on. In our agenda, we have our superintendent's report. Up next, it's item J on the agenda.
Yes, good evening, trustees. Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome back Ms. Randall, our Assistant Superintendent of Business Services. She's back with us and still healing, but we welcome her back. In terms of our enrollment, our current enrollment as of our March 24th report is 9,113 students in our district. If we break that down, it's 4,583 for elementary, and that's inclusive of our transitional kinder through the 6th grade. 1,462 students for the junior high level, and 3,070 for our high school grades 9 through 12. As you know, we had a review of our food services program recently, and so we were given some items that required some corrective action. I just wanted to update you that we continue to address the corrective actions for the food services review. The training pieces that were recommended as corrective action have been taking place. We are still pending one more, as well as all the necessary documentation that needs to be submitted to the Food Programs Office at CDE by April 7th. The next major component after the April 7th deadline is to submit a spending plan, which has a submission deadline of April 28th. And what the spending plan is, during the review, they found that our cafeteria fund has a surplus of almost $1.3 million, which is over 3 months worth of operating expenses. So our CDE is recommending that we create a spending plan for the excess funds. However, they being CDE needs to approve that plan. Another program that is very important, hopefully will work in our favor fairly soon, is the Emergency Repair Program, the ERP. And hopefully during the May revise, we will be confirmed whether or not Calexico Unified will be funded in whole or in part for the submitted ERP applications, which in general are designated to cover infrastructure and other designated general repairs for our school district. Now, when I reference this ERP, I need to remind the board that this actually goes farther back than even when I started in our district here 2 or 3 years ago. This goes as far back as 2007, 2008. During that time, the district applied through Desert Services Consulting for the ERP program, and they applied for several projects throughout the district. And if it were funded fully our district stands to receive about $12 million that we could use for infrastructure repairs. Of course, if it's partially funded, it would be less than that, but it could be up to $12 million depending on what gets approved. So we're very hopeful that this will work out in our favor in the May revise. And the last part of my report today is just to give you a inside view of the SBAC testing. The field testing started this week throughout our district schools. And hearing from the different school sites and their principals, and I've had the opportunity to talk to teachers and different principals regarding what has been taking place. They're very excited about what they've seen. Of course, there have been glitches. That no new testing program or any type of program goes without glitches. And in speaking to Dr. Isaac Estrada, our director of curriculum, he also supports what the teachers and the principals are saying, that overall it's gone well, although there have been minor glitches. He points that most of the glitches had to do with technology or technical glitches, so to speak, and they were quickly addressed as the testing continued. And Dr. Estrada credits the success to the site staff and commitment to making sure that they tended to student needs and prepared well through training and other activities in preparation for SBAC testing. So more to come as this plays out. Again, this is our field test year as we prepare for the first official year of SBAC testing, which will take place next spring. Thank you. Just a reminder that Aurora High School will have its WASC visit starting April the 6th, correct, Mr. Moreno? And it's a Sunday, and we need to be there at 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, so 3? Oh, yeah, 3 o'clock. And so just keep that on your calendars, 3 o'clock on April the 6th. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Humphries. Item K on our agenda is our association comments. We have from ACT, Mr. Chad Cooper.
First thing I'd like to do is thank the school board for honoring the negotiated calendar in terms of open house. One of my main concerns in not supporting a move to moving the open house at the junior high level was teachers aren't used to working at night. So they plan for that day many months in advance. And at least at my school, I'd like to report that we had 100% attendance with teachers. So honoring the negotiated written agreement was in everyone's best interest, so thank you for that. Moving on to class size reduction. We know that there's additional funds to the district for moving to a 24-to-1 ratio. There needs to be a plan, and I haven't even heard a firm commitment out of the administration as to when that plan will be written or whatnot. And that leads into the job fair. There's a little bit of irony getting a job fair flyer from Calexico listing jobs in other districts, but I understand that we have instructional aides that are working on teaching credentials and they may go work somewhere else and such, but Calexico is not on the list. And I know that we need a math teacher for sure. We need a special ed teacher for sure. If you're going to follow the law on class size reduction, you need elementary teachers. And we've had at least one retire. And we recently had our speech pathologist resign. So I'm concerned that I haven't heard of a recruiting plan for next year. And the other districts are getting the candidates that are at least willing to show up to a job fair here. I think that's a good first step. If the candidate, you can meet them face to face in the valley, versus I know with the band teacher, we keep trying to get out of towners and they don't show up. So let's get a recruitment plan and let's get class size reduction figured out soon. LCAP committee. We're moving closer to teachers and administrators under one roof, getting to make decisions together. And it'd be nice if we could get some terms of the committee in writing, but without saying that things are moving well in a progressive manner. At ACT's suggestion, more and more administrators are joining the meeting because I don't think it's appropriate to, or we don't think it's appropriate for the teachers and the administrators not to speak to each other. But this leads into committees. Now, some districts have a really good culture of committees. So you talk about committee and everybody has the same idea of what is a committee. Since I've been here, since 2005, I haven't seen committees function very well. I see committees start and then kind of fizzle out, with the exception of the health committee. So recently I was invited to appoint 2 people to the facilities committee, and I noticed that there's a couple board members on there, and then I'm reading the Brown Act, and it says that if 2 board members meet in a standing committee on a certain topic, then we need to notice those meetings to the public. And especially because I'm interested in airing out whatever happened at Measure J and put as much of it behind us as we can so we can move forward at the possibility of fixing our schools, and a bond may or may not be part of that. It's really important to have these meetings as public as possible, and I'm going to continue to investigate the Brown Act, because when there's a couple board members there, I need the public to know that those committees are going on, even if you don't have 3 of them. And folks, there's the law and there's doing what's right. Even if the law might give you a loophole on how to keep the public out, I don't think that's in anyone's best interest. Part of the reason there's a big fiasco about the pool is closed-door meetings that no one knew about, including sitting members of the school board. So let's learn from our mistakes and move forward. We did some math at one of the breaks at the LCAP meeting, looking at how many students are enrolled versus how many show up for school, because there's absences every day. And this is rudimentary math, enrollment versus attendance, right? And at the junior high level, we're looking at about 91% attendance rate. And I know, the analogy of the carrot and the stick. I know about the stick. I know about the SARB process, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know about the carrot. What is the district doing? What are we doing? I'm part of the district to encourage kids to attend class. Several years ago, the junior high sports program was eliminated at a savings of $50,000. Costs a lot more than $50,000 getting rid of it. You ruined a lot of kids' dreams, and you keep them, not you, but the collective board, which I don't think any of you were on at that time, got rid of junior high sports, saved $50,000, but you lost a lot more than that. ADA, let's just say it's $9,000 a day. If we could get one more kid here, times 5, so if we had 5 extra kids attend school every day, out of that 9% that aren't, that'd be $45,000, and that'd be more than enough to fund the junior high sports program. I hear it's spoken about, but there needs to be a plan. And this wasn't on my original list, which is usually where I go haywire is when I hear about new topics, but if more than 3 of you are meeting on April 6th at Aurora, I expect to see a special meeting posted. I'm very interested in what's going on in this district, and I appreciate the transparency. In a lot of areas, this district posts more for the public than other districts. But there's these meetings of a couple board members here and there that I believe I have a right to be there if you're discussing school business in a committee format. And not just me, but other people. So let's continue working towards these committees, and let's continue working together. And I'd like to see some more planning. That way we can make progress, because there's no lack of effort. What there is sometimes is a lack of a plan, and those are my words. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. And is there someone from CSEA here today? It doesn't appear that there is. We're going to move on to item L in our agenda, comments from the public. I have first speaker, Mr. Raul Ureña.
Good evening, everyone. Is it on? All right. Good evening, everyone. Raul Ureña, Calexico High School student. I have 3 issues to talk about today, and first one, just to share a little bit of an anecdote. We were on speech class. I believe it was today or 2 days ago, and we were introduced to a new debate topic. And so I thought, well, that's excellent. I love debate. Let's go for it. And so the interesting thing about this debate is that it's closer to home. It's dress code. And our teacher, as evidence, she printed out the local dress code. And I was reading through it, and good God, there's so much vagueness in here. And I've spoken to other kids about this, and the vagueness is translated into action, and that's the thing that I don't like. I remember one story specifically that a girl who apparently is a fan of this band, and this band has their symbol is a patch with a Nazi swastika and a cross written over it, meaning that it's an anti-Nazi band. She was, as far as I know, she was given either a referral or discipline for dress code because of her jacket. There's another story that bothers me too, especially in transgendered rights, because there was a boy specifically given discipline because he was wearing mascara. Was he transgender or not? I don't know, but he should have the right to wear mascara in school if he wishes to do so. And just today, one of my friends told me that she was taken out of, she was also given discipline because she was wearing a beanie that said RAD. There are bigger distractions to the classroom than dress code. There really is, and as a school district, I feel that we need to focus more on the things that severely affect student performance, such as class size reduction, as Mr. Cooper mentioned. There is lacking textbooks. There is the whole facility, for example. All of those are very serious issues, and to have something like this being at the top of the priority list is unacceptable. Now, on the good side, we talked about fences in, I believe it was 2 board meetings ago, and we all came to an agreement. What happened at that time, at that fire, was very unsafe. We needed a review of the safety procedures regarding the fence. Excellent. Where is the action? You know, I can take a lie, I can take a half-truth, not saying that you guys have done that, thankfully. But to take truth without action is an insult to me specifically. That is unacceptable, because what that shows me is that the truth is being acknowledged but not being acted upon. And that is an insult to all of the students at Calexico High School. All of them that are trapped in in a very overpacked facility, and then on top of that have that fence. It's a big safety procedure, it's a big safety hazard, and something should be done about that. And I do wish that if I were to have an update, that would be very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ureña. Mr. Alan Lopez.
Is this all right? Good evening. I'm Alan Lopez. I am a student at CHS. I and a group of students that I work with, Raul Ureña, Kevin Zuniga, Chris Lee, Alex Henry, and Jaime Rios, have begun talks with our principal, Mr. Pesqueira, and vice principal, Mr. Santos, about the status of our sexual education program. As you may know, in its current status, the sexual education program doesn't exist. This is worrying, seeing as the students at CHS are in need of some education concerning sexuality and gender issues. Our group has raised the issue with the administration, and I mention it to you to inform you of the issue. The consequences of this sexual ignorance in our students are rather serious. The California Department of Education put out a recent study noting that 2/3 of teen pregnancies are Latinos, and you recognize that most of the students in our school are Latino. It's kind of a big deal. This is something we'd like to take steps to rectify. In the proposed sexual education program, we would raise LGBTQ support. We would help support students that had been bullied or otherwise faced stigma considering their sexuality or gender. Same with victims of sexual abuse and gender issues, of course. So I bring it up to you so that you can think about it. You know, it's an item to consider. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Ms. Annette Butner.
Good evening, board members. My name is Annette Gonzalez Butner, and I represent you on the County Board of Education. I am also a parent of 4 students here in the school district. I'm here tonight to ask you to agendize whether secondary students and parents in this school district can have access to course syllabi for all classes. Parent View currently only shows what has been completed. In other words, we can't see what's coming up. If I want to help my children study or prepare for an exam coming up, I can't do that because it doesn't show it. If we have plans to go out for a weekend and there's something coming up, I want to know because I want to be able to either reschedule somehow or work around that or have my kids bring their school stuff, you know, on whatever we're doing. Right now, you know, it's difficult with Parent View. All we see is what already happened. And how can we plan, you know, so this is important for us. A curriculum map or a pacing guide is what I've been given, and since I have asked. But a pacing guide or a map, that's not a syllabus. If we are preparing students to go to college, then we at least must give them something to plan, give them the tools. When they go to college, university, they're going to get class syllabi. You know, you get it at the very beginning of the school year, so you pace yourself so that you know what's coming up, so that you as a student don't fall behind, so that you know when you're going to have to buckle down, when you're going to have to start partying, when you're going to have to really focus in, when our midterms coming up, when our finals coming up. I mean, this happens in college, and if we really truly are going to prepare our students for college life, then we need to start now because it goes fast. And I know that a lot of our students, they go to college. I mean, it happened to me. You don't really know how to study. You don't. Why? Because it's not done. We need to start now. So please seriously consider this because bottom line, this, if you really think about it, this really becomes a civil rights issue. Access to education, availability of tools for education. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Butner. Moving on to item M from our agenda, consent agenda. And at this time, before we move on to motion to approve consent agenda, I would like to pull item number 4 for discussion.
Madam President, I'd like to pull item 6.
Number 6.
As well as 5.
At this time, we have item number 4, number 5, and number 6 pulled. Is there anything else being pulled for discussion?
Item number 3.
Anything else? Is there a motion to approve consent agenda with the exception of items number 3, 4, 5, and 6?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Aguilar to approve consent agenda.
I'll second.
A second by Mr. Calderon to approve consent agenda with the exception of items number 3, 4, 5, and 6. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries unanimously. With those voting in favor are Trustee Ortega, Aguilar, Duarte, Calderon, and myself. Item number 3, Professional Development May Revision Workshop in San Diego, California, or Ontario, California. That was placed on the agenda by Ms. Rodriguez. And that was pulled by Ms. Duarte?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Since Ms. Randall is back, Randall Donaldson, okay, is back, I'd like to add her to the list.
So, okay, at this time, the recommendation on the table is that the Board of Trustees approve for Ms. Ambriz, Ms. Montaño, Ms. Rodriguez, Carolina, Pritula, Mr. Sanchez, and the recommendation by Ms. Duarte to add Ms. Mai Donaldson. Any further discussion? Please note, Board, that there are 2 dates on here. It's May 21st or May 22nd. The reason there are 2 dates is because on one of those dates we have a board meeting. What day is that? I don't have a calendar in front of me. The 22nd, there's a board meeting, and that's the day that this particular workshop would be in San Diego. So there's an option to go on the 21st in Ontario, which would be the day before a board meeting. So for all of those in consideration on this item, be aware that on one of those days there is a board meeting. Right, so the recommendation is that you could go to either or. So if there is no further discussion, is there a motion on this item that would include Ms. Mai Donaldson?
I motion
Would you state the
to add
motion?
Ms. I motion to approve with the addition of Mai Donaldson.
There's a motion on the table to approve item number 3, professional development, with the addition of Ms. Mai Donaldson. Is there a second?
I will second that.
There's a second by Mr. Calderon. There was a first by Ms. Duarte. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries unanimously. With those voting in favor are Trustee Ortega, Aguilar, Duarte, Calderon, and myself. Item number 4, Professional Development 2014 National Conference for Kindergarten Teachers on July 7th through 10th in Las Vegas, Nevada. I pulled that item. I would like to include, I was looking at the schools that are going, and I noticed that Blanche Charles was not there, so I would like to include the kindergarten teachers from Blanche Charles. If no further discussion, I motion to approve item number 4 with the addition of kindergarten teachers from Blanche Charles.
I'll second.
There's a second by Ms. Aguilar. If no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries unanimously. With those voting in favor are Trustee Ortega, Aguilar, Duarte, Calderon, and myself. Item number 5, Professional Development Boost Conference in Palm Springs on April 30th through May 2nd. Ms. Aguilar, pull that one.
Thank you. In reading the summary of key issues, it noted that the intended audience are line staff, site coordinators, teachers, and administrators. I think this is a great opportunity to send people to get new ideas, and I'm focusing my eyes on the line staff. Do we have plans to send some staff from the after-school program, like the classroom supervisors?
I'm Guadalupe Cesena Lopez. I put the item on the agenda. At this time, we don't have plans to send the actual supervisors. We're sending the site coordinators to the conference.
Why are it says in line staff, isn't that
right? It is the intention, but fiscally, I didn't see it possible at this point.
There's still 6 spots to be determined?
Yeah, I've given them a deadline of tomorrow from the sites to see who's going to go. If not, then we can send other staff. But at this point, I just made plans for the site coordinators and 1 administrator to go. But if there are spots, then we can send the inline staff.
I mean, we caution as a board because we have sent money back to the state, and we want to make sure that the money is spent. And by training our line staff, it'd be a great asset, and that's why, we're bringing this item. We don't want to send money back to the state, and if there is an opportunity to train our staff, that would tremendously help the teachers and the administrators at that site.
Right.
Okay. So,
I would like to ask if you would consider maybe not the whole 6 spots, maybe 2 of those 6 spots, and sending some line staff to, so that we're in compliance with that.
Yes.
With the intent.
We can do that.
Okay, then.
Could we have a report back to see what line staff is going, or how many are going once it's been determined?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Then seeing that, I'd like to make the motion to approve with the modification of including at least 2 line staff members.
There's a motion on the board to include item number 5 under consent agenda, professional development to the Boost Conference in Palm Springs on April 30th to May 2nd, to include at least 2 line staff. The motion was made by Ms. Aguilar. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there a second by Ms. Duarte? No further discussion from anyone on the board. Can we get all those in favor signify by saying aye?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Those voting in favor are Trustee Ortega, Aguilar, Duarte, Calderon, and myself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 6 that was pulled by Ms. Aguilar, Professional Development 2014 TransFinder Annual Client Summit.
Thank you.
Ms. Aguilar.
I have a couple questions. I'd like to know, when was the last time we sent somebody for this training? And who we sent?
I believe the last year we sent Mr. Duarte to, I believe it's Austin, Texas, or Dallas, Texas. I know it was in Texas, and I believe he was the last one that went last year.
Okay, so so it was Mr. George Duarte who attended. So after that, the program was implemented?
Raul Martinez. Yes, the program was implemented. It has started. We're trying to do some cross-training here, but Mr. Duarte was the last one to go to this training.
When he came back, did he train the staff?
Correct. Well, the training he did, most of it is done by himself. He's the transportation supervisor at this time, so I'm going to say 80% of whatever the training he had, he implements in the transportation department. We have Judy. Judy also does some of the work, but not as much as George. Let me put it that way.
So how long has Judy been doing that work?
Judy will do the trips. It's a really complete type of program that does a lot of things. But Judy does the trips per se when they come in, and she inputs that information. But most of the confidential information, the routes, all the online reporting that goes to the CHP, that goes to DNV, all that type of reporting is done by Mr. Duarte.
Okay. So, and how long has she been doing it? Since 2 years? A year?
Maybe, well, Mr. Duarte went last year to Austin, Texas.
So let's say about
maybe,
a year.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, the reason I'm saying is because I went into the program and saw a lot of things that would be good. I did make some inquiries as to who was actually doing the programming, and I understand it is Judy, and I don't see Judy's name there. It stands to follow that if she got some general training, it would make sense to send somebody who has already been doing the job to get up to speed as to the different types of routing and being able to mine data and so forth. Even so far, there's even also information for superintendents and business managers, but at this point, I think it's important to maybe send somebody who's actually doing the data input or programming, and perhaps send Mr. Duarte, because it's my understanding he'll be retiring this year, correct?
It's been mentioned. It's not official.
Okay. Well, if he is, then all the more reason to get him up to speed to train the incoming person. And if he isn't, then he's going to still need that data training or that information training. So I think we need to add both Mr. Duarte and Judy to this training. It would make sense to me.
Okay. In regards to Judy, she was the first one that I asked, and she declined. Therefore, in the sense of cross-training people, the next person we asked was Vianney, and she accepted. But Judy did. Judy said she didn't want to go.
Mr. Martinez, could you describe what Ms. Rubio does? You said cross-training, so is this not something that's in her regular job duties?
Yeah, she's the executive assistant there for the maintenance and operations department. Mrs. Aguilar is correct in saying that the secretary does a lot of this work but declined on going. Therefore, we're trying to cross-train other persons. So in the event that someone's not there, such as in this case, if Mr. Duarte is not there, somebody else has to learn what to do here. To be honest with you, I would have, I'm kind of hesitant on going, but I'm going because somebody needs to know what's going on there. And then if it were to come true that Mr. Duarte is no longer here, then somebody needs to know what's going on to be able to train the new person coming in, if that were to be the case. Because this training is done just once a year. It's done in May. This complete type of training. I know there's webinars, and that's what Mr. Duarte continues to do maybe once a month or so to sharpen his tools per se. But the complete training is offered once a year, and it alternates from here, from Albany to Texas. So that's the reason we're going, and we're asking for approval to go.
Well, it's my understanding this program is helping us save gas, and it's effective, and it may again come back to the same thing. It makes sense to what you said, cross-train, but also bring up to speed or take that same person, that staff person, to the next level, getting their certification workshops within this. So in the interest of staff development, I would give directive, if I were the person in charge. But
okay, so we'll ask Mr. Duarte also, and not a problem on adding his name to it, and I'll ask Judy again, see if she's interested in going.
Mr. Martinez, when Judy is out, does Ms. Rubio generally cover her duties?
I'm sorry, excuse me?
So you said you talked about cross-training, so that in the event that Judy were out, you would cross-train Ms. Rubio to perform her duties. Is that currently then what's happening, which is why this person, Ms. Vianney Rubio, is being considered to go and receive this cross-training? Is that typically then the scenario if someone from transportation is out? Let's just say, hypothetically, Mr. Duarte is out. Do you cover his duties?
Yes, we all cover. Typically during a day, if Judy's there, she'll cover. If Judy's not there, Vianney will cover. or all do the same there.
Okay,
we-
so that's
we all
generally what
cover-
happens.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just in regards to the TransFinder program here, or this training, Mr. Duarte is the only one that has gone to it at this time.
Okay, it's just, for me though, it's just odd that nobody from Transportation Department is being recommended to go
In regards to?
to this TransFinder, to what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
What-
It's you and Ms. Rubio and your maintenance and operation, and it seems to me that Mr. Duarte is the one that went last year. Just trying to find the connection. Then you talked about cross-training, so that's the connection, that the intent is to cross-train. And that's why the recommendation is for you and Ms. Rubio to go then?
That is correct.
Is there anything else?
It also noted, hold on, let me scroll down to the session. I'm lost right here.
There is a lot of information there.
Well, yeah, because it seems there's a lot of stuff that would be interesting in terms of preparing, being able to look at things of how transportation can help. Some of the workshops talk about how you can use that computer system for managing attendance and in that sense of keeping track of who are the people, student attendance tracking, district-wide communications, parent outreach. And so these to me seem to me topics that would be of interest to superintendent level or board level. I'm not interested, but I think it would be good to have somebody there at that level there too. So, as I said, I'm not saying me, but we should send somebody. Because at some point, our routing increases, or do we increase our transportation?
Well, all routes go through the CHP and through DMV, or actually CHP. All the reporting of the routes which Mr. Duarte puts together are reported to the CHP. So every 13 months when we have inspections from the CHP, they'll ask for not only the routes for every drop-off point for every student, but they'll also ask for all bus drivers' records, all the reporting that we've done. Mr. Duarte is also in charge of doing inputting all the information for the reports that go to the district office for billing purposes, and so forth. But yes, there's this training could go on for superintendents, for special ed, for a lot of different people. You are correct.
Okay, I have no further questions other than the observations I made.
Is there a motion, Ms. Aguilar?
I'd like to motion to approve with the additions that I noted, specifically from transportation, adding Mr. George Duarte and Judy Lopez, and explore whether there's a need or opportunity to take superintendent or a board member.
There's a motion on the floor on consent agenda item number 6, Professional Development 2014 TransFinder Annual Client Summit, with the addition of adding Mr. George Duarte and Ms. Judy Lopez, and explore the need or opportunity to send the superintendent or a board member. It's a motion by Ms. Aguilar. Is there a second on that motion?
I second it.
The second by Mr. Ortega on the motion. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I abstain.
Aye. Motion carries with 4 members voting for and 1 abstention. Those voting for it are Trustee Ortega, Trustee Aguilar, Trustee Calderon, and myself abstaining, Ms. Duarte. Moving on our agenda, we have Superintendent's recommended approval of the following items. Number 1, resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset, non-asset items and property. Ms. Ambris.
Yes, we have some furniture, etc., at some of our schools. I believe at least one of them, which is at the 9th grade campus, that is not being used or functional. And so one of the things that needs to be done with it is to be surplus so that it can be rightfully disposed of. And that is what this item is about.
Any questions, board members?
It's also an application to Jefferson School.
In regards to surplus, would it be, and I know they're not on here, but would it be possible to surplus the trailers at Willie Moreno so that somebody can buy them for a penny and take them off our lots or destroy them or something?
I think we would love for that to happen. I do think that there is an abatement issue with those trailers, if I'm not mistaken. So before we go through that process, we need to do an abatement of asbestos, etc., for those trailers. That's the only thing that has held us back on that issue.
And do we know the cost of that?
No, but I can research it for you.
Okay. Yeah, if we
not
can
off
get
the top
some,
of my head, but I can research
get some
it for
information.
you. Absolutely.
They're
an eyesore.
Yeah, they're an eyesore to have them there, and we've already been told by the city to move them. And I understand we have that problem, but I think that is one problem that we really need to address also.
Thank you.
Anything else, board? Any other comments? Any other discussion on this item?
A motion to approve?
There's a motion by Ms. Duarte to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
There's a second by Mr. Calderon. No further discussion. It's not roll call? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Bear with me because I'm filling out the form while we're at it.
Aye. Aye.
Those voting in favor are Trustee Ortega, Trustee Aguilar, Trustee Duarte, Calderon, and myself. Motion carries unanimously. To do it. Do it together. We're going to read the resolution out loud. Resolution number 03-1214, Board of Education of the Calexico Unified School District. Resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset, non-asset items and properties. On motion of Member Duarte, seconded by Member Calderon, the following resolution is adopted. Whereas Education Code 17546, Subdivision C, allows property to be donated to a charitable organization deemed appropriate by the governing board or disposed of in a local public dump, if the board, by a unanimous vote of those members present, finds that the property is of insufficient value to defray the cost of arranging a sale. Now, therefore, be it resolved and ordered that it is the finding of this board that property regarding the attached surplus assets, non-asset items is of insufficient value to defray the cost of arranging a sale. Be it further resolved and ordered that the property may be disposed of in a local public dump or on order of the superintendent or the superintendent's designee. In witness of the adoption of the foregoing resolution, we, the members present and voting thereon, have hereunto set our hands this 27th day of March 2014, executed in Calexico, Imperial County, California. Board of Trustees, Calexico Unified School District, approval in the following order: Trustee Ortega, Trustee Aguilar, Trustee Duarte, Trustee Calderon, and Trustee Vizcarra. There's a disclaimer on the bottom by Ms. Ambris, or further action on the note.
I, Maria Ambris, Superintendent and Secretary to the Board of Trustees of the Calexico Unified School District of Imperial County, California, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a full, true, and correct copy of a resolution duly adopted by said board at a regular meeting thereof at the time and place and by the vote above stated, which resolution is on file and of record in the office of said board, dated March 27th.
Thank you, Ms. Ambris. Moving on to item O on our agenda, board members' closing comments. We'll go from my left to right. Mr. Ortega.
I have no comments at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Ortega. Ms. Aguilar.
I do have comments. About items I've brought up before, and I will bring up again and again if I need to. First of all, I'm looking at the March 2014 lunch for, well, I'm just looking at the one from 9th through 12th. I can count 7 occasions where cheese is being served, whether it's a cheese pizza, grilled cheese, quesadilla, and so forth. And I brought it up before when we had our food service director, and we had a food presentation exhibit, whatever you want to call it, at sometime last year. But I don't see a variety, and I know I've printed out stuff. I've shared it with board members. I've shared it with different people, and I really would like for us to, as a board, take action and start giving some real variety to our students, some fresh vegetables, salads, and things like that, you know. Maybe having snack opportunities. It's not like our program, food service program is in the red, it's in the black, and solidly in the black. We have money in there that I've mentioned before. We have a way to go and the step further and go and buy a food truck, and that can help our food service or culinary students get to the career pathways goals. So in that aspect, that's what I would like to ask, that number one, to maybe put together a committee that includes student input and parent input. And I visited online, of course, not in person, the websites of different school districts in San Diego and other counties. They're serving fresh food, and they're serving things that students are eating. In the meantime, we don't provide enough access to food, and our high school students are out there eating tortas and nachos and Cheetos with cheese. So I know it because I see them out there. So if we can take some action in that aspect. I want to encourage everybody. On tomorrow there will be an event out at San Diego State at the Quad. There is going to be a talent show put on by Art Without Borders. People are going to perform, and it's free. It'll start at 5 and go on until 8 o'clock. I also encourage principals, teachers, and students to share the word that there's going to be a march for Cesar Chavez March on Saturday. They'll meet at El Hoyo. For those of you who do not know, this is where United Farm Workers started, at El Hoyo. That's where Cesar resigned from where he was doing outreach, and then he decided to put together a union. So at 7:45 in the morning, down in El Hoyo, which is right across from where California Market is at, or El Mesquite Barbecue, best barbecue in town. Huh? Saturday at 7:45 a.m. and they'll be walking. They encourage you to wear red or black, and you can take your. I'll be walking there. I'll be taking a picture of Cesar Chavez. My mom was a Chavista, and she picketed right along there in those fields. So, encourage all of you to attend. And there's other stuff, but I'm probably going over my 5 minutes. The other thing that I want to publicly make a commitment to. To take a proactive action myself individually and working with the technology staff to give much more resources to our parents and to our students through our website. I went through there. There's not really much there for them to, if we can provide links for them for, scholarships or, other resources for the students. Same thing for the parents. There's online things that they can resource. And I just remembered what the other thing was. In another concern, and I brought it up before, is those links for teachers, like for example, KPBS, which offers, Common Core material, and that's for free. And then there's another resource that I've known about, and I've encouraged people to tap into it. It's NBC Learns, and that taps into, engaging students with technological methods in which to engage students, and that meets with the LCAP as well. So take a look at it. Give me some feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Horta. Nothing. Mr. Calderon?
Just a couple of things. Last week, went to Calexico High School and 9th grade academy. Good things. Congratulations to both schools. And the week before that, I went to a couple of schools, Kennedy's and Maine's, so as well. Good job on those conferences. Going back to a binder that we were given the other day regarding a computer program or a computer class that animation class. I went through it. I went online and I looked it up, and it looks like a really good program. And the fact that we are about to it's gonna be up to us to approve a new JPA with the ROP. That will be the perfect time to talk to ROP to see if they could make that happen for us. I think it's right up their alley when they talk about career, different careers and things like that. So I think that will be one of the things to go and look at. I know about a year ago I mentioned the sports programs at the junior highs, and it's my understanding that we were given how much it would cost and how much it would cost to implement both programs or the program at both schools, at both junior highs. So if we can look into that again, please. And last but not least, I am going to talk about what Ms. Aguilar said about the cafeteria at the high school and what kind of food we offer our students. When I was in high school 20-something years ago, I remember we had good lunches. We had arroz. We had fresh food, and if I'm not mistaken, maybe a month ago I went to the high school and I was there doing lunch, and I just wish we could provide our students with fresh food. I know we have a lot of students. I know we have a lot of mouths to feed, and that's perfectly fine. But if we can look into providing our students with better options, if we want to keep the cards and have that as an option for the students, and if the students choose to eat that, well, that's okay. But also to see if we could offer our students fresh food options. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Calderon. I have no comments for today's meeting. We're going to reconvene to our earlier closed session, and after which we will reconvene to open session. Mr. Weiler, no announcement? Thank you.